All right, here we go. Discord critiques. Let's do this. Okay, so first up we've got my captain, Captain Umbrella. So first aid kits, always a cool thing. What, you use this as your inspiration? That's awesome. So the thing I would say about this is so it says push to open, but I still don't understand how it's going to open. If there were some seams or some latches to help me understand like how it opens up, and the wear and tear being more in like where you would expect the damage to be. It feels really dirty, and I think the only other thing I that sticks out to me is these little inset pieces. If they were wider, I think that would really benefit the work. So functionality, thinking about how it opens, and the material definition. Sorry, I'm like, my brain's like now moving really fast. So you go to the Discord, and it's in the Discord critiques channel. But I bet a many dollars I'm not going to get to everyone's stuff. So that's what I was going to say about that. We got Red for the stream critique. Started working on a new scene. It has been kind of a fantasy shop who sells all kinds of magical items and trinkets. Let's go. I'm going to open this. There's the concept. I want to improve my texturing skills with this one and finish a real scene for once. Oh, you'll get there. So the approach you're taking right now with building the scene and blocking out all of the assets and building them all out probably is tiring you out before you actually get to the texturing phase. So before going I mean, it looks like you have everything here for the most part. There's a few other props to add here, but just as a change of pace so that you keep your energy, right, is to just start texturing. Throw down some base colors if you want. Like it'll help you make decisions if you just start throwing colors in that kind of match. Like, you know, the ground's going to be brown, right? Just put some brown down there. Get the ground to a brown color. Get this this clothing, maybe like a purple edge on there, and just kind of, you know, just throw the colors in so that you start to get a feel for the scene. And then you can keep blocking out if you want, and if it gets to that point, I mean, you can just start texturing. You'd be like, oh man, I need this here, and then you can build that out as well. It's totally okay for you to model everything first, but if this is tiring you out, just remember that you can go back and forth between. In general, though, this is looking pretty cool. If I look at the concept, so just make sure that this edge here has the wobble that this has. And then it looks like there's a bevel here before it goes to the ceiling, and this stops before that bevel. So if you bring that up and then you bring this edge inward, you're going to get more of like a swooped ceiling on the edge there. Pretty cool, though. I don't know what this one is, so give me a second here. Just going to grab this and drag it. Oh my god, the flash. All right. So this one's by Beish. I think it's Beish. Flashbang. That's another one of those, isn't it? Hashtag flashbang. So I love this GIF. I think where this weapon is falling right now is just the range and roughness. So keeping this grain type of roughness here for the wood where it's at, and really pushing the kind of reflective properties of the metal here, and thinking about how this action moves back and forth, right, as you fire, you're going to get some roughness variation there that's going to be very horizontal in its movement. And then even up here, you might get some scratches where, like, when someone's putting in the clip really quick, right, all the time, over and over and over during the course of a war, if you end up having the gun the whole time, that's going to get scraped up. Like, there's going to be quite a bit of scraping going on here. Maybe it's pretty new, so there's that. But definitely, I think the modeling is really good, and the albedo is probably fine as well. It's the roughness. Like once you push that roughness, get that variety in there, it's gonna take off. It's gonna be much more impactful visually. All right, Andrew, dude, super cool to see Andrew posting some stuff. Look at that. So you can see the range in like this nice highlight that's happening here. I think if there was a highlight like that happening up here where it wasn't so like diffused, could look pretty dope. Man, this looks cool. That trigger is, I feel like when I squeeze it, it's gonna shoot water. I don't know about you. Oh, that's cool, man. What a clip. Wow. 8K polys. I'm not even mad. This looks dope, dude. Nice presentation as well. I think if the background matched the black of the website, then you'd be in business. Oh, I love the little red site there. This is cool. Well done. I think if there was anything I could say is maybe a little bit of variation in the roughness to show like the usage or age. But it's got that natural broken up surface already, so it's not too brutal. Okay. Praveen, I see your link, dude. Just gonna do I have to do a double check when I can't see the link as to what it is. Oh, dude. I don't even, dude, that's sick, man. So I never played the order, but I mean, looking at this, I'm like, yeah, that's probably from the order. It kind of looks like an AK merged with a BAR, a Browning assault rifle. Is that right? And then like a shotgun on the bottom of it. Pretty hot. Pretty hot. I think that this wood surface, an SVD / BAR looking thing, so cool. Yeah, this is pretty sick. So I was gonna say the wood material could really use like a really subtle either grain, or this highlight needs to be much more reflective to show how smooth it is. What is this rendered in? So it's probably tool bag. There should be a clear coat shader. If you could get a clear coat shader on this, man, that would look super smexy. Like just nice like coating of clear lacquer on top of the wood surface. Then it can totally be smooth like this. And the attention to detail on the sides really nice. Man, that's cool. I kind of wish there was some reference in here so I could see like if the edge is really that tight. I think that's the only thing that's really sticking out to me is how tight it gets right here. It's like if this came out just a little bit further and was more like kind of puffy like this area and kind of more rounded, I think that would assist in the overall look, but the overall aesthetic. In general though, this is sick, man. Really nice stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Nice job. We got DEF CON. DEF CON's looking at this concept. Oh, I see. DEF CON's giving you critiques. Dang, dude, look at that wall of text. I see. Yeah, see, there's some character in the wood grain here. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I will continue to move on here. Wow, there's some really good critiques going on here. Okay, I'm still scrolling through. Okay, so Jay Cummings, dude, this guy. Tear it apart, you madman. So this guy is a madman himself. So straight up, this is quite strong. I will start with that as a very strong piece. It's got some story going on, right? You got some. You're seeing some story here. There's definitely stuff happening. I don't know what this is, but my eye is drawn to it. There's something different about that, but I don't know what it is. Either way, moving forward, either these wood pieces in the ground need to be more emphasized so that I understand that it's a path to here. And that kind of leads with it's a big carcass, really? Man, I can't even, it's quite dark in that area, but I think that's fine. I think the focus is here. So having these wood pieces here leading to the slaughterhouse, will assist in the composition and seeing like how it's like leading you there. Where it seems to break down is mostly in the tree shapes. Like from the side view, the tree shapes in this area feel really good. And the choice to have a light source back here to kind of fill in some of the space and give some depth. Like you've got this tree here that's pretty forward. Then you've got this one that's being separated from this one through fog. And then a light source being used to separate that tree further from this piece allows you to condense the space for layering your composition. So that's a nice choice. Up here though, this is where I think it breaks. So the tree edge is very flat. So it kind of looks like if the tree had wires in its branches and then you just kind of like tried to comb it down like it was someone's hair. Does that make sense? The only other thing I think I would say is that unless the shape of this makes sense in composition or like structurally, the thing on the top, this guy here, feels like it would benefit from being more here. I'll just kind of like hack this together so you can see what I'm talking about. And then we'll just do that so you can kind of see what I'm saying. So it's maybe more like right there. Sorry, this looks all wacky now. But the reason I'm saying that is so from here to here, that length, right? Getting this out of the center of that is visually to me is more pleasing. That's kind of like that rule of thirds. But yeah, 70-30 rule, BB. I think that would, and it frames it really nicely with this, right? Bam. So good. In general, though, I think it's pretty solid. You're basically, I mean, this looks done. If you did that tweak, I think it would give you a few extra points compositionally. This line is quite straight. If there was a way to like change that, I don't know, if something was up here or this was raised a little bit more. I'm not sure what it is though. That's the other problem. It looks like maybe like a walkway or like a overhead to a walkway. Also, maybe, sorry, I'm taking a little bit more time on this. He's been really pushing this, so I'm gonna make sure that he gets the love, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so if this area was pushed back a little bit more, that way you get more like visual separation. And you understand that that actually goes inward. I think even up there, well, I can't do it up there because I didn't make a mask for it. But yeah, I think you know what I'm saying. Because basically that information's getting lost, and you don't know that goes inward, right? So I think that would help. Yeah. Is the moon got some clouding in front of it? Because I feel like this area right here shouldn't be that like masked out. Did I do that? No, okay, I did not do that. I think that's it though, man. I mean, you're getting your bloom pretty good as well. If you could get a nice like highlight there, right? I think you'd be in a good spot. No, I can't screen that. What am I doing? I can screen it if I do it from the beginning. A little strong, of course, but yeah. Super cool, though. Really, really strong. I think that's all I have to say. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Look at it, man. You got 19 dank ones. Dang, dude. Oh my God, and the walls of feedback coming in. Dude, guys, you got to see this. This is why you should join this Discord. He posts this, he gets 19 dank ones, but then all this feedback. That's freaking dope. That is dope. All right, DEF CON. So need some help here. It's more an idea. I'm going to do this because he's doing it. Idea, then critiques due to a very low blockout look, but I'm still hesitating if I should go for A or B version. A is more cliff with some mini jungle at the bottom. Okay, hang on here. The mini jungle at the bottom, a shorter version, but you get the idea. Oh, so A is a cliff with some mini jungle at the bottom, and B is a version. The version is more jungle, but in real. I will not go in a huge jungle with like this. All right, let's see. Okay, so compositionally, I think A is stronger because like you either want the focus to be the jungle or you want the focus to be the temple. And I think in both scenes, you're trying to make the focus the temple. And this one is only going further away from that. You know what I'm saying? So like this one's much stronger. And I think actually moving the camera more over here, like let's see if I can. Oh, we don't want that. We want. Oh, I see what happens. Like I lost everything. Okay, so compositionally, you probably want, see I'm using the grid here. You probably want the temple somewhere around there. And all this stuff over here, like you could put something nice and close to the camera. Like right here. Oh, nice. What is going on? You can put something nice and close to the camera here. Right? And then you get your greens here. Wow. This oh, I see what's happening. You get more of your water, right? And then the cliff, and then even some more of the green here. I'm like, yeah, no, I know how to draw, guys. I'm doing this with a mouse. This is fine. We're gonna just steal that rock. There it is. There's another rock there. I'm gonna put this one here. But yeah, I think. See, you could even continue this over this way. I mean, maybe this goes up here, and then the water has to continue that way. But I think you get the idea. Like this turns into more trees. Compositionally, I think it'd be a bit stronger, and this rock I think is a little on the strong side. So you probably go back about that far. But yeah, I think you get the idea. And you could put your jungle up here, right? Had to save that from getting a little too on the phallic side, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Probably put a little bit of a highlight here so you can understand the separation. Yeah, I don't know. When you're at the gym, but DiNusty takes priority over deadlifts. Oh, that's amazing. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm going to keep moving down here. Okay. I see a spoiler, so we'll skip that one. Okay, we got 10, 13 minutes. So Max, hello there. This would be my first official art posting, and I'd like some feedback on it. I'm working on making a wall trim texture in Designer. I was thinking of adding some edge damage and stuff. That is a bit extreme. Remember to think about what type of surface it is and how that would break. Some of the like tooth up here, like this sharper stuff, that's pretty cool. I like that. Let's just do this. So yeah, I mean, so this stuff is pretty interesting. I like that. It's pretty extreme. And this type of information really makes me think about wood grain. So you might want to watch out for that. Let's make another layer so we're not just doodling on top of that. This type of information is pretty cool. I think if it was more like scattered and had a few areas where it got heavy like that, and if this maybe was toned back to maybe like a key spot where it happens, and then this type of information kind of ends around here, and then it goes more to this type of detail. Where a lot of this damage is going to be occurring is basically where you think the damage would occur. It's kind of a tricky, weird way to say it, but like really thick, heavy damage like this is either going to happen from a direct hit, right? Physical direct hits of like combat, or like eroding on the base over time and kind of like scooping away from like rain and runoff. So it really depends on like where you think this is all going to be happening. So the rest of your message, my values still feel a bit extreme. I want to play around with the levels node to try and adjust it. So when you're talking about the levels node, and the great Ben Wilson told me this once. So when you have a press Control L, when you have the histogram, you can see it in Substance Designer as well. Think about the histogram. So this is the lowest point in the black range and the highest points in the white range. Think about the histogram as if you were to turn it sideways. Let's just do this. I'll screen grab this. If you were to turn it sideways, and this is actually the height off of the ground. So like, say this is the height of cobblestone, and then the cobblestone drops down, and then you've got some dirt inside between the cobble, and then maybe like this cobble piece is a little higher and is slanted a bit, and then maybe there's some debris down here, little rocks and stuff. That all has to happen with enough room for you to add other stuff. Like maybe there's going to be rocks and stuff built up on top of the cobble as well. That's all happening inside of this range. So using the histogram, you think about it, like always auto levels your details as you're moving forward. So that way you're using the full range of each piece. And then as you merge pieces together and combine them, that you're always resampling them to fit inside of the 0 to 1 range. That way you're utilizing the entire length of the histogram. I think that'll help. But I mean, what this looks like is you're using that, like under a 0.5 is down, under above 0.55 is above ground. Yeah. That's another way of looking at it. That makes total sense. So always think about like where things are going to sit in positional range. Like think about your histogram as your Z depth, right? And you have like, Yeah, 0.5 is like flat. Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. Would someone recommend something else other than getting a layered approach with rock damage? I think making damaged versions of these, like if you were to make this detail, right, and then it's obviously it's isolated before you embed it into all of this, make a damaged version of it, and then use masks to interpolate between the two. And I think if you actually did that inside of Unreal, you would probably get a more interesting use case where you can actually put that information. Because then you can use vertex paint to decide when it happens and when it doesn't happen. Then you're working with the damage compositionally instead of like dynamically, like wherever it ends up, it ends up. Am I still using a GTX 980? Yeah, I'm using. You know what? I am using a 980. I thought yesterday that I was using a 970, but it's a 980. Yesterday I talked about getting a new one, and I didn't do it. But I keep thinking about getting more. Let's see here. Okay, Omic. I'm gonna check out your stuff here in a second. Just gonna. Oh my God, flashbang. Hang on. I have to. Okay, so I'm going to take you serious because I don't know if you're 2D or if you're doing 3D and you're just messing with me. So the reference is this wood material, right? And Omic is going from this. So this is like drawing, so bear with me. Thinking about where those details happen is going to be important. So from a 2D standpoint, obviously where these knots are is going to be like your focal point, it looks like. And thinking about where these larger cracks occur and how those shapes warp around it. Like you can see that there's, like if I grab this image and bring it into Photoshop and we paste it, whoa. We'll just scale it down. Let me find a good one here. So we're going in. We're doing this. So if I make it black and white, right? And you have the knot here. You have these more primary, what is going on with my computer? You have these more primary thicker dark areas, right? And then you have this, and then you have a few of the thicker ones, and always pay attention to like where the grain is going and how it warps around these knots, because the knots are essentially more dense. So the grain has to like work its way around it. Now your more recent version is this one, and this is definitely better. And you can see that you're actually making those lines thicker. So, I mean, honestly, I think it's better than what you had before. But I would suggest going lighter at first and then... Thanks, Switch. I would think about going lighter before and blocking out where those deeper shapes are going to be and then working on those. This shading here with the darker stuff, like this type of... where is it? So see, there's some darker grains in here. We'll just use a lighter brush so you can... So there's darker grain values in there. Shade those in a lot softer and make these deeper ones actually about the depth that's in the cut itself. I don't know what that is, Twitch. I'm scared. It is 9:56. We got 4 minutes. Hey, this is my first creature I have ever made. Don't be afraid to roast it. There's no such thing as roasting, man. It's all about getting better. You can be constructive, right? While still being critical. Oh, I remember this character. So, oh, that's dope. I like it. You were looking at Safe for Work? Sure. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the Empire. How can you roast something that looks so happy? Dude, yes. So these little details here, I think if they were larger, you'd really emphasize the style and look of the creature. In general, I think it's pretty solid. It's still really flat for like what's happening inside of it. You know what I'm saying? Like think about how the structure of it works. Like if you can find some reference on how manta rays actually are. I just Googled manta ray inside. Okay, well, we can't look at that because reasons. But find some diagrams of how manta rays like internals are set up and how they're like how everything is just kind of positioned, and that should tell you a lot about how flat this feels. And if they're, I mean, it looks pretty good, dude. Those eyes though. I think if I had to say anything, the texture resolution of these eyes does not match the body. And if you could match the resolution of the body a little bit more to these eyes, that would be a huge step forward. I'm wondering if there's a detail normal that you can add to this. Because see, the texel resolution between these two, the texel density between these two is very off. Like this feels very low res. If you can get a detail normal on this surface through Sketchfab, that would be a huge boost. Because basically you would tile a very tiley pattern that doesn't, oh man, the wording is terrible. I'm like, a tiley pattern that's not very tiley. A tiling pattern that replicates the surface of this creature on a smaller micro scale that you can tile across the characters through the shader. Okay, I'm not an idiot, I swear. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. At a distance, it's holding up pretty well. It's when you zoom in, you start to see these seam issues. It looks like you may have like a normal discrepancy from mirroring, maybe? No, there's no mirroring. I mean, back here, it's relatively okay. But yeah, I would get a detail normal on this. Hey, Pontus, coming in hot. What's up, man? Okay, I think I've got time for one more. I love it, though, dude. So happy. That's cool, man. Oh, man, you're getting hella critiques, too. This is dope. Could you please give me a few words of feedback in context, dude? I got you. That you have seen. They've seen last time. It's on real automotive materials for the car. Do you think I should rather go with my own materials? Also, my plan is to use only tilables plus decals for the car. Any tips? Only tilables and decals is, I think, fine. It depends how close you're going to get to the vehicle. The variety of the materials feels a little off, and the render is quite small, so it's kind of hard to look at the overall of it. Are there wires coming in from the, like, it's hard to read what's happening. I think if the vehicle is a little further back in the garage, then you can get some more light on the front of it. Getting some stains on the ground as well from like oil stains and whatnot. The signage is pretty nice. I like that. I think so. This goes down, right? So that you can work under a car. I think if there was either a ladder or some steps that go down to help explain that, that would really help. It is really hard to tell the vehicle from here, but I think unifying the colors is really going to help. And it is totally okay to use your own materials. The trash bags look nice. Twitching is commenting on your trash bags. Neons look great as well. They could be brighter, but they feel on point. I feel like your scene is still fighting with the background. Like that needs to be pushed back, or the depth of field needs to be turned on, so that's all happening in the distance. Yeah, the neons look pretty good, man. The numbers look pretty good. Remember how much saturation happens with neon on the glow itself. Midtones. Get them midtones. Something like that. Yeah, if you push the vehicle further back into the garage, you're going to get some more light on the front of the car, and I think it's going to help us visualize the model a little bit more. And definitely post in the Discord with the vehicle up close, depending on how much you want to work on the vehicle, and depending on when he's active. I know Matthew O'Halloran is in our Discord, and he's really into vehicles. He may have a pointer or two about that. Oh man, Alex, buddy, I can't get to your freaking work, man. It's looking good though. I'll put it on the screen. Feels good, dude. No worries, dude. I mean, I feel bad. Emergency broadcast. You're listening to the DiNusty official podcast emergency broadcast. Broadcast and podcast? Sounds kind of weird, close together, but thanks, man. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys on Monday. That hurt my head. I will see you guys later. You guys have a good weekend, okay? Tomorrow's Friday. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thank you for the follows. Thanks for the subs and the bits. My God. DiD, I look forward to seeing you in the Discord. Get that GPU. Oh, my God. Soon. Soon. All right. Cheers, guys. DiNusty now with ray tracing. DiNusty RTX on. All right. I'll see you guys later.